Welcome back to Kicking It with Kenya. We're still here rocking it out with Ami and my co-host Louis P. We're getting deeper and deeper into pop culture topics. One of the biggest things that actually kept us going during COVID was the Verzuz. And it's like, I feel like I can't believe I haven't discussed this at all. What's so far, have you seen all of them?
Not all of them.
Which ones did you see?
I've seen majority. I've seen like a lot of them in spurts.
In spurts? Like you never watched the whole one's entirety?
No, I used to watch them like before it became a concert type deal. I watched it. I like the Verzuz setup better when it was you're in your crib, I'm in my crib, and we're playing the records against each other. I like that better than it being like a live concert thing.
Why? That's different.
I'll say it like this because I feel like it dilutes the point of a Verzuz when it's live. Because when it's live, you're judging other aspects, to me, that aren't really defeat the purpose of a Verzuz. Like, if you're judging performance, you're judging, you have it's more spectacle. It's dope. I'm not saying it's not good. It's like a concert. You know what I'm saying? But I feel like you can take a Verzuz like Dipset versus Locks and watch it and be like, yo, the Locks won easily. But if you take the performance out and you just play the records, is your opinion really still going to be the same?
So what do you mean by Dipset and Locks?
Like, for instance,
because that one was talked about for a minute.
Like, for instance, if you have, like, by definition, a Verzuz is you're celebrating two artists that have a catalog. You know what I'm saying? Like, enough of a catalog to give you 20 rounds of hits, 20 rounds of records that you know. Like, it's not just album cuts, or just anyone can do it if it's just album cuts. So when you start putting in freestyles as rounds to beats like that aren't even yours, in a live setting in New York, and you throwing Hushash and you start freestyling, dope. But in a Verzuz where you're just playing records, it's like, what are you doing? It's not a song. That's a freestyle.
So you're saying so I could see that also with the Trina and E Verzuz, right? That was really good, and everybody was like, yeah, yo, Trina, I can't believe Trina came out there, she won, blah, 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 her energy level, blah, 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 and I agree. Like, Trina's energy level, her performance, she always gives a good show.
Is that the one where they said somebody was on coke?
Oh, no. Wait, what?
They didn't say that? Oh, I saw that.
Who said that? Now you got me saying like Portia, who said that? I didn't hear that one.
I hear that.
Oh, no, that was you. I think you're trying to allege to like the Keisha Cole one.
Oh, they said she was
allegedly.
You talking about Bobby Brown and Keith Sweat? Maybe that one?
No, it was Keisha.
I don't know. I saw online that somebody said somebody.
They were trying to. Allegedly. I love Keisha Cole. I'm not trying to put that out there.
I didn't even know it was her. I didn't know it was you.
Allegedly, that's what was the rumor. But I don't know. She just looked like she had an attitude. For something else.
They said something about that. They saw the coke line. The coke.
It was like that picture, but we don't know. We don't know.
If it was doctor.
We don't know.
Right,
so I'm not even gonna put that out there. But Keisha Cole just looked like she had a bit of an attitude, but it did not look. She explained that it wasn't towards, I think, Ashanti. It was like something that happened in the background. But everybody, always want to say, "Oh, she was doing this and that." I don't know. I don't know. So
I didn't even know it was her. I just saw something about coke on Verzuz, and I don't know Verzuz.
Well, when it came down to like Trina and Eve, I mean, Trina gives a good show, but it's like I felt like they were not matched right. Like you said something good. It should have been maybe like Eve and Remy.
Yeah. Yes.
I feel like that would have been cool because you got Eve over here playing Love Is Blind. You can't knock that song's a classic. But then you have Trina playing her hit, and she's like, Miami. Everybody's like, yeah, y'all want to do it. It's not going to feel the same.
But back to what I said. In a live performance, that round goes a different way than it would go if you're just judging the record. You know what I'm saying? Like, because when you see a live performance, you're judging the performance. You're judging Jadakiss versus Dipset. You said, I wish Dipset would have came better prepared. They didn't know the words. They didn't know. None of that should matter. You're judging the song.
Right.
But when it's live, that does matter. Because when it's live, that's what we see. We see, oh, y'all stumbling over your words. We see you out here just, the performance not looking right.
And it's like, that's not the point of Verzuz.
Yeah, the point of the Verzuz is you're judging record against record.
Which one had the biggest song?
Which is not necessarily the biggest, but which song wins this round? And again, when you are performing it, I think a good example would be like Beyonce versus Rihanna. Me and you did a mock versus.
We did a mock.
Did you say Beyonce versus Rihanna?
Yeah, we actually did a mock.
We did a mock versus.
It could be done.
We did a mock versus where I'm gonna say this in the camera. Rihanna smoked Beyonce.
We did a mock.
But
Who was I? I was Rihanna. I was Rihanna.
But
I played Rihanna hits. We did 10 rounds.
But check this out.
We did completely different.
But here's where I'm going with it. So when you hear Rihanna's records, when you hear like Bitch Better Have My Money or Root Gal and all these records with these banging beats come on, if you're judging it just off track versus track, one style of the beats, in my opinion, just knocks harder.
It does.
So it has a different effect.
Different.
Now, if they do it live, there's a performance aspect that comes into play. And Beyonce smokes Rihanna in live performances. So if it's live and you have the aesthetic of the live performance coming into play, I feel like that's a whole nother...
Go ahead, continue.
That would be a whole nother way that you judge the battle. Because you're judging performance versus performance, not song.
So we did solo Beyonce. We didn't do Bills, and all of that.
But you didn't do Irreplaceable.
We did.
You must not.
We went to
what
rounds.
song you put Irreplaceable?
I can't even remember what I did. He was Beyonce, I was Rihanna. I forgot what I did.
Hello.
I forgot what I did. But what he said, it'd be the beats too. Mm-hmm. So it's like if you're playing Hello, I'm not saying this is what I played in retaliation to it. But if you
what you put with Rude Boy?
Do you remember what you put with Rude Boy?
I think it might have been like Crazy in Love. Or something like that. It's so while ago.
But there's people who would be divisive. It's been a minute, and I wish
but Rude Boy is not crazy. The Crazy in Love is not a thing.
I don't know what we put, but I feel like we did it.
But that's the beauty of a versus. There really aren't any winner or losers.
It's about who likes who.
It's what you like.
You said Rihanna smoked.
But in my opinion, when we did the versus, Rihanna won. She did.
You didn't tell me.
I
think he didn't tell me that. He was like, oh, I'm smoking you, because we be doing mock verses.
Yeah.
He felt Rihanna won because he was playing.
No, I was Rihanna. I was Rihanna. You know why? Because when I went in that bag, I'm really looking like Beyonce has a lot of great records, just songs, but they don't necessarily work in a battle aspect. Like Rihanna has a lot of good songs to battle with.
What you mean.
Like when you hear it just bang through the speaker, it just
Bitch better have my money. Like you'll be like, oh.
I see this now.
It doesn't necessarily mean it's the bigger hit or the better song. I mean, give you another example. Nelly versus Ludacris. Okay. Nelly has bigger records.
Yes.
But Ludacris just
catalog is just deep.
It's
just deep and it hits in the
back. We got a new one coming up, Fat Joe versus Ja Rule. Okay. I'm very mixed on it, but I think Fat Joe got 2 rounds. Ja Rule's not seeing all the way up and lean back. And he's going to have to use Can I Get Out for one of them, in my opinion.
And they're going to fight for New York.
But other than that, when we start going into them other bags, when Fat Joe got to go to What's Love and I Won't Tell, Ja Rule's going to cook you when it comes to the love songs. It's not even close. When he busts on that Always on Time and all, and also I feel like another thing.
Thinking about that is
like when you just hear these records, I feel like another thing that comes into play is we haven't seen Ja Rule for so long.
The nostalgia.
So when you hear these records that you have, like Fat Joe's been around, so we've seen him on Summer Jam. Ja Rule has been missing. So the last time we saw him was the MTV Awards when J-Lo.
No, Fire Festival failure, and he's just been associated with a lot of losses.
But that's what I mean. But this is the good thing about the verses. It's a good comeback. Because I feel like we haven't heard a lot of these records in a minute. So when you hear Always on Time, when you hear Mesmerized, when you hear Holla Holla and Can I Get It, and all these records are like, it just has that feel of like, hey, like it take you back 20 years ago to when you used to rock to this.
Right.
And it just hits you different. And I feel like certain songs just age better.
And that's another part. It's another part. It's the age of it too. And that's what I feel like, when people are like, oh, we should have this person be a versus. It's like, well, where are the classic hits? So then it just leads me to wonder, what's considered a classic? What is really considered that thing that makes it this song? Like, to me, like I said, I'll really, you always laugh at me, but I really do want to see a Jodeci and Drew Hill battle. Both boy bands or both groups have classic hits to me. But it's like, most people are like, oh, well, they washed up, but their hits still like transcend more than half of these R&B songs.
But people think the same thing about a Ja Rule. He hasn't had a recent hit.
But some of his hits, he could probably battle your current rapper right now.
When you start hearing the classics, because let's be real, a lot of times, hip hop especially is such a what have you done for me lately type thing. So a lot of times you're only going to think back to the last relevant thing he did. Yeah. So for a lot of people, they only know 50 Cent as Kanan. They only know Ludacris is the dude from Fast and the Furious. They weren't there.
Yeah.
Like we grew up on this. So I grew up in the Ja Rule era, but if I go to a 15-year-old kid, the 10-year-old kid, they don't know who he is.
No.
So when these records hit, I feel like a lot of times we as adults, we have a lot of those records that hit like, I forgot about that. And it just hits the
It's
ear
nostalgia.
different.
It's the nostalgia of it.
Yeah. But not everything, like if you take, like I'll give you an example. Like take if you do Usher and Chris Brown, right?
Ooh.
In my personal opinion,
I want that so bad, but you
check
know
this
who
out.
I really wanted Usher to verse.
Yeah,
Well, it ain't never gonna happen.
He's fighting the state right now.
R.
He's fighting
Kelly.
the state.
I always want to Usher and R. Kelly do verses, but it ain't never gonna happen.
But both of them have those. We're gonna be real. R. Kelly and Usher both have those records that they just touch a certain part of your soul when you hear them again. And I feel like with someone like a Chris Brown, I don't feel his older records aged as well.
His first
I don't
album.
feel like if you're playing Run It, that don't hit the eardrum the same as Take
But
Me
yo
to a
might.
place that's nice and quiet.
But come on. Yeah,
But we're going to compare that to Nice and Slow. We're going to compare that to My Way. We're going to compare that to You Don't Have to Call. Like, it just...
Got it bad.
It just hit a certain fabric
It's like-
of time that I don't feel Chris has. I'm not even talking about Confessions. We're not, because Chris has nothing in his catalog that comes close to Confessions.
The only song I would say is Yo. That's the only one. Run It doesn't do it for me either, really.
It
but
sounds
Yo
so
has
dated.
Yo has
So what you trying? But once again,
is that excuse? What's it called?
Yo.
I don't know your name.
But excuse me, miss.
Yeah.
I sing from across the room.
So then,
That aged well.
That aged well.
But all right, he got Yo, but would it even win around? No. No, it's not gonna win around.
Yeah.
So she said no. But see, this is why I'm like, y'all keep talking this Chris Brown and Usher thing. It makes no sense to do. Honestly, the only person I could have saw Usher versing would have been R. Kelly. That would have been a battle. That would have been a true blue battle. You could play Nice and Slow. He could play 12-play record. Your body's calling me and something like that. That's a real pull. But when you're over here like Nice and Slow and Yo, Usher, oh, run it, and then you got yeah, Usher, you got Usher. Now after 20 rounds, Chris Brown's career has a lot of features.
He has a lot
more to go
than probably any other singer, like in terms of just songs that were featured.
But there's nothing in them 20 rounds.
Yeah, we're just talking about 20 rounds here.
That he got that's going to sit there and beat Usher. That's not
And that's
easy.
another thing that people have to take into account with the verses. A lot of times people will hear a name, Drake, Wayne, no one can see them. They got like 80 hits. You have to pick the right 20.
You do, because then
you can pick a lot of records where it's like, why would you pick that?
But Drake could go toe to toe with anybody.
He can. But here's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
A lot of the problem you may run into is, are you
Song
going to pick
choices.
the right record? You have so
Right.
much hits to choose from.
What's that? Am I seeing it right?
What?
The beat, the Drake song. No.
I don't remember.
Skip it.
Oh, she said, no, but remember the problem I had with Snoop Dogg's verses? Because I'm like, you have so many other songs you did not play, and I'm like, why didn't you play these songs? Because I guess he wanted to be in the lane of DMX.
Because you're trying to match the energy that X was bringing. You know what X was going to do.
Yeah.
Right.
Snoop Dogg has
But it's a versus.
plethora of
But
hits
it's a
throughout his
versus.
career.
You could have played some other songs that also were super big that you did not play, and it's like you kind of dimmed your light in a way. Not dimmed your light, because I'm not taking anything away from DMX at all. But it's like I just felt like there were other lanes you went into that I guess you were trying to stick into the hip hop gangster rap lane, but it's like you could have easily played some other songs that would have been in that verses that would have won you around easy. And it could have been a versatility on your end, and X would have stayed where, like how X was. But it's just like the problem you run into is like your catalog is so deep. Are you going to play the right songs to win around?
Yeah, and that's where I feel like if you take someone like 50, right? He's one of my favorite of all time.
Same.
But I feel like a lot of 50 Cent, like take Summer Jam, perfect example, right? I feel like when he came out of Summer Jam, 2014, I believe it was, he came out to What Up Gangsta, crowd go crazy. He brought out the unit, crowd go crazy. They do their joints on fire. Then he tried to slip in one of them new joints that nobody gave a shit about. And then the crowd just goes mild. Like, what is this? We want to hear the classics. So I feel like if you take someone like a 50 Cent, he got 10 rounds of Get Rich alone that he can do. But if he feels like, I'm going to give you my new shit.
Nope.
this is where you run into trouble. Like you gotta stick with when you have so much to choose from.
When you start giving you some stuff from Curtis.
Did he send the verses?
No, he didn't.
Oh.
But I'm saying if he were to, he has a lot of records to where it's just like he has more than 20.
Yeah.
So he can say like, yo, I got this new shit coming out. Yo, my last mixtape was fire. Let me give him this joint. No.
Yeah.
We want to hear the classics. You need to go back to like Realist Nigga and like go in that mixtape bag up to about Massacre. You can slide and I get money. That's about it from Curtis. You know what I'm saying? Now he may think to himself, nah, this joint was fire. I'm gonna give you this. And that could cost you around.
The Baby by Me was cute.
I like that song.
We may not need to go there. You know what I'm saying?
It
could be there, but I mean,
like that.
But think about it. Think about this round. Baby by Me, or I could pick 21 questions. What am I gonna pick?
21 questions.
That's what I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying? Like, Baby by Me is cool, but I got a bigger bullet over here. So what am I gonna go with? I'm gonna go with the bigger bullet. I'm gonna go with this. I'm gonna go with just a little bit. I'm gonna go with Candy Shop. I'm gonna go with the bigger bullet. You know what I'm saying? Like, just my personal opinion. And I feel like a lot of artists, like a Drake, I feel like Drake would have that umpteen-fold because he got a plethora of hits. So are you gonna try to just do your own thing? Are you gonna try to match what the person's doing? Are you gonna, you know what I'm saying? Like, it depends, and that can make it harder. Some artists barely got 20, so they have to play.
And that's the part I be trying to tell people when people be like, "Oh, why don't such and such get a versus?" Do they have 20 classic hits? Just because they got songs you like, doesn't mean that they're at the caliber where they should verse somebody at all. And then I'm seeing now with this new conversation of old versus new. I feel like that's where it gets messy, like with the Usher versus Chris Brown. I don't see how that could work. I feel like it's kind of offensive in a way to Usher.
Yeah.
I don't think that I feel like Usher deserves somebody. All right, great, you can't give him R. Kelly. I mean, I saw conversations about him versus Justin Timberlake. Maybe I don't know. I still don't think it's okay. I still don't know.
It would just work because they were out at the same time.
I honestly feel like
I like Justin Timberlake, but I don't think he got 20. Well, I don't know.
Honestly, listen, Usher can't do one.
I like that one.
Usher can't do one because the only person that would have made sense for him the verse is unfortunately facing federal charges.
We have to do male on male.
No, we don't. No, we don't. And that's all I was thinking. Because didn't you say something about was it you that said Missy versus Busta?
I said from a stylistic standpoint, Missy and Busta make sense. They have those type of goofy beats and stuff like that.
Busta might win.
It could go either way. That's why it would be good to see it. You know what I'm saying? So if you're talking about you need an R&B, we got the Queen, Mary J. Blige, right over here with no opponents that we can really see.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You got, you have a lot of people that would be cool to see in the verses.
So who would Mary go?
I want to see Lauryn Hill though.
Lauryn Hill got 20.
She got 20.
She what's it? The Fuji? How you say? The Fugees. Yeah.
I mean. See, and this gets into, I mean, yeah, because you're counting features, you're counting all of that, but, I mean, was she going to show up to the verses? I mean...
Don't do her like that.
You don't think Lauren's going to show up?
She's notorious for being late or not showing up for performances.
Wow. Respect.
They say we resemble. Do you see it? When I was
I really have to look at Lauryn Hill.
I kept getting that as a kid. Yeah.
No, but I'm just like... I don't know, like, so Mary J. Blige, who would you put her against?
Probably Mariah Carey.
I thought that too. I thought that too. At one point, I did. I did. They're different though in style.
They are.
But I don't feel like that's necessarily a problem.
No.
Because I feel like you may be different in style, but I feel like you're both dominant.
And I hate when people say, can Mariah Carey do it? Are you serious? Yeah, she can. She can verse a lot of people. Mariah Carey got mad hits.
Yeah.
Mad hits.
But
that Christmas song alone.
Yeah. That Christmas song still makes her money. But even if they do it the way you said with the songs only, not with the performance, because I don't know if Mariah Carey still has.
Could perform it.
I think if you're performing live, I think Mary smokes Mariah today. Because Mariah, something, I don't know, she had.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Something. She can't.
But if you just press and play, you're playing the record.
Like with Monica and Brandy, they just press and they sung a little here and there.
Sing a little bit here, but we have to judge the records. Because if you're just going to play the instrumental and you perform, we're going to judge the performance.
Yeah.
You know, just by nature, we're going to just
I really do wish, I did like the way Brandy and Monica did it. I like the way Keisha Cole and Ashanti did it. Like, they were just sitting in their chairs. It wasn't all, they kind of sung along with the record just as like a fun thing.
And that's how it should be. We're judging the song.
But now it just became, and honestly, I did like Bow Wow Soulja Boys because they were just playing their records and having fun.
Damn, I missed that.
They were just going stupid. They were just having fun.
Who won that one?
Bow Wow, come on.
Okay.
But Soulja Boy, I think he knew he was gonna lose, but it just made sense for them two to do a versus.
Yeah.
But Soulja also didn't play a lot of songs that he should have played because he just was being an idiot. But that's just how he do. But I just feel like when I like that they're alive together. But I also feel like I want some aspects where they actually tell the stories behind some songs. Like we had Dipset and the Lox on stage. Why couldn't we have a moment where y'all talked? like we
Well, didn't you say they were too drunk? They were fighting.
Well, it's throwing bandanas down and throwing hats.
You know, it was like good fun.
Yeah.
It was
But
a good
you said
fun.
they were like just
Dipset seemed a little like they took too many